te gooi en kyk of jy as woord daar of so. Seker maak.
Dis om ek over my water kry. Trying to.
What are you singing for us? You better be in tune. We have this way for now.
I can sing Jan Pirovit and Happy Birthday. That's the only thing I. That's all I can do. But it seems like everything has gone online, so I hope we're not doing online racing soon, eh?
Imagine that.
Well, if you think about it, Formula One's gone online racing, Rallycross has gone online racing.
What's Formula One?
Huh? They've gone online racing.
What is Formula
Oh
One?
yeah, no, that's.
Does it exist?
Yeah, it's one of those money-making schemes of ASOs, but I need ASO to come and.
I'd rather watch ladies than.
Me too.
Okay, Sean, jy is live.
Hello. Oh, am I live? So I can see myself on that thing. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is good practice for me, eh? Because Dave still wants me to shoot a video, and I don't know how to shoot a video, but yeah. Right, Crono Rally. Where do we start? Crono Rally starting or end of July 2022, 29th of July till the 1st of August, based in Springbok. There will be only one bivouac. Everyone asks this question, are we going to sleep out? No. The rally guys and the GPS guys only stays outside of Springbok at the Kokerboom Hotel in one bivouac every night. So every day you will start racing from the bivouac at 7 o'clock in the morning. You will, let me just grab this thing here. Where is this thing here? There we go. So Crono Rally is a 4-day cross-country rally starting for road books and GPS guys. You can either do it as a road book on a paper scroll or on a tablet. We cater for both options. The rally is available for bikes and side-by-sides. And then there is a bucket list adventure side. Now, all the rally competitors stays in one bivouac in Springbok. The bucket list guys will stay in Honekle Bay, Fieldsdrift and Kleinpella a night before the actual rally comes through that area. So, in other words, on Saturday we're doing the West Road, the South Road, so it will come from Springbok towards Honekle Bay, where the bucket list oaks stay. You'll use the camp where the bucket list oaks stay as Crossroads 1, where you will fuel to be able to do the technical section of the special. The technical special will be from Crossroads 1 to Crossroads 2, and that section there is a extremely harsh, fast section. At Crossroads 2, your crew, the crew that you provide, will meet you to fuel you, change your tire, help you, check you. My medic will check you to be able to finish from Crossroads 2 back to the liaison in Springbok for the last part of the rally. But there are cut-off times. If you do not make the cut-off time in time, if you do not make the cut-off time, you will take a liaison back, tar road back. So it's very important to, between Crossroads 1 and Crossroads 2, maintain your speed and maintain the required time in this area. The most important thing is, if you've got a mechanical in any one of the stages and you get cut on the stage, you will then go to the next checkpoint, receive only time penalty for that checkpoint, plus waypoints missed, and carry on the next day or from the next section of the day, because we want you to experience how to come through all checkpoints, all waypoints, and get back to the bivouac every day. So the route is designed to go a south route. It is designed to have a north route and a east route. And the three routes that we are doing are basically a start of the special, warm up, technical section after refuel, and liaison back to the bivouac, the last section from Crossroads 2. So this liaison sections to your start of your rally is a short section. Your longest section is 25 kilometers. Your first section, or the first day section, is about 7 kilometers. So you don't have that long liaisons going to heat up. Your start of your special, your heat up to Crossroads 1, that is your warm up for the whole rally. As I said, Crossroads 1 is where the bucket list camps. At Crossroads 1, there is a 15-minute mandatory fuel stop where you have to stop, eat something, fuel your bike, and then leave the area again. You will, on your time card, we will enter your time you enter, and you will count your 15 minutes when you have to leave again. Let me just get back to my slides. The classes that we've opened up is the new rally rate classes. GP is your 450 bikes. So all bikes 450, whether you do road book, electronic road book, or GPS, you will fall under the GP class. Open 1 is your normal 500s, your 501s, your 690s, your bigger bikes and above, and that's for road book and GPS guys. And then your open 2, there's 3 or 4 oaks that's entered with 890s and 1190s that wants to do the GPS section of the rally, so they are welcome to do that. Obviously they will fall in behind the roadbook guys, so they'll have a few tracks to follow if they don't follow the GPS track correctly. And then the side-by-sides will be only roadbook. Now it is very important to understand that as each class that you enter, if you enter as Malamoto, it's you, your bike, your trommel, and a room to sleep in. All Malamoto owns, all Malamoto competitors, we provide you a bed to sleep in. You don't have to tent, but you will be in the bivouac. You will have a special area secured for your bike as well as your trommel and your tools. We have planned to give a tire service for the Malamoto Oaks and a mechanical assistance if required. The competitors who does assisted riders, that means you are entering as a competitor and you are bringing a person as a crew member to assist you at Crossroads 2 to fuel, do mechanical repairs, change tire, or come service your bike in the evening when you come home, sort out your stuff. So you are basically a assisted rider. That means you have to bring your own physical crew member. All crew camp, and the fee for a crew member to come covers only his food, breakfast, dinner, his snacks at the Crossroads 2 area, as well as his camping facility. The crew has to bring their own tent, set up their own tent, your own gazebo. You as rider do the race, you stop your bike, your crew does your service. So all assisted riders, you need to understand that your entry fee means you will have to pay additional 2,500 Rand per crew member that joins you. If you bring one person, it's 2,500 Rand. If you bring 2 people, it's another 2,500 Rand, so it's 5,000 Rand. So if you look at the entry fee for a GP 450 Malamoto, it's 20,000 Rand. If you look at the crew fee for entry for assisted rider, it's 15,000 Rand. With one crew, it's then 17.5. If you bring 2 crew, it's the same amount that the Malamoto owns, would enter, but you've got 2 people looking after you, and the organization don't have to look after you. The Malamoto owns, the organization will look after you in all aspects of helping you with service, helping you with tire changing, helping you with getting your stuff ready for the next day. So that's why it's so important that you understand the difference between Malamoto and between assisted rider. Each category has been put together that roadbook oaks, Malamoto oaks would race against each other. Assisted oaks would race against each other. The open class, open 1 class race against each other. You don't have to try and catch up with a 450 KTM or a 450 rally bike because they're in a different class. They compete for a different trophy. You only compete in your class. The open 2 oaks, you don't have to chase a 450. You're never going to catch a 450. Not on the routes that's been designed. You've got time to compete in your own class. If you are Malamoto, we will help you with fuel cans at Crossroads 1 or at Crossroads 2. If you are assisted at Crossroads 2, your crew will assist you. The organization will not assist you. I hope everyone understands that, and I hope anyone who has got questions on that would ask the question, because there's a lot of confusion with regards to what is an assisted rider, why is it cheaper. Assisted rider is cheaper because you're bringing your own crew. Malamoto, the organization looks after you. We've got extra vehicles looking after the Malamotos. The rally has been set up, the 3 days, total stages. Your stage of day 1 would be 598 kilometers, maximum fuel range 237 kilometers. Just to give you a rough idea of day 1, from start of special to Crossroads 1 is about 160 Ks. Crossroads 1 to Crossroads 2 is that 237 Ks. Your Crossroads 2 to end of special, that is the balance of the 598 Ks. So we've made it that any rally bike would be able to make the distances. Stage 2, 616 kilometers, longest fuel rate 244. Stage 2, there's going to be a little bit of rocks and stuff to go over, but nothing that you can't do on a proper Saturday outright. Stage 3, 545 kilometers. This will also be at the end the liaison back from Crossroads 2 to the bivouac for the prize giving. This will also be that 2.5 hours that you sit and get to on a liaison type road, which gives you the experience what the Dakar guys has to go through. As we've looked at the Dakar, normally in the mornings they do a 200 to 300 kilometer trip to get to the special, do another 200-300 kilometers before they get to the end. And the last day we're giving you that experience of what it is to sit for 2 hours to get back home and just finish the rally. On the last day, the last liaison, we will have an extra fuel top-up area in the liaison section, because it is a long section for the guys who's going to gun it. They might run out of fuel. We will cater for that for Malamoto and assisted riders. The bivouac itself, what is included in your rallies, from the 29th, scrutineering starts officially at 12 o'clock. We want to see if we can push or slot in some guys that comes from far, from 8 o'clock in the morning and onwards if we can. But from 12 till 4 is the official scrutineering, where we will go through bike number plates, indicators, hooter, lights, that type of thing. Make sure you get your sticker kit on, make sure your paperwork is in order. And then 4 o'clock we're planning to do a prologue. So from the 29th, your dinner is included. From the 30th, your breakfast, dinner. 31st breakfast, dinner, first breakfast and dinner prize giving is all included in the rally. Even your accommodation for the first, that evening for off prize giving is included. Everybody departs second before 10 o'clock or later. We've booked out the entire bivouac in such a way that we'll be able to host the guys up to the 2nd of the 2nd of August. As I said, all crew camps and the Mala Motor Oaks will be on the one side of the motel, not mixed into the campground and the assisted rider area. Crono Rally with assistance versus no assistance. There is various categories, as I said, and various price classes. As I said, if you're a road book competitor, Malamoto, if you're on a 450 bike, it would cost you 20,000 rand. If you're on a open 1, 21,000, and open 2, 22,000. The reason for that is the bigger the bike, the more I have to put in to get you back at the bivouac if you have a mechanical breakdown. So on the Malamoto, we've worked it out that we cater for the small guy and the bigger guy. The same with the road book assisted. You've got your category where you enter. You add your crew, whether you bring one crew or two, there is a fee for the crew, and then you'll be able to, they will be able to look after you. The same with the side-by-sides. There is a standard entry through. All side-by-sides will need crew, so they will have that additional person coming in. If there are any questions with regards to the assisted and non-assisted riders, please contact us via email or WhatsApp so that we can clarify that, because a lot of guys has entered as assisted riders and saying, I'm coming with my bike alone, but who's going to give you petrol at Crossroads too? That's the discount you get by bringing your own crew. Typical routes, there's quite a few routes that has got single track, Jeep track, a lot of it in the technical section from Crossroads 1 to Crossroads 2 are normal road, then it quickly jumps into Jeep track, and there's a little idea there to show you what the Jeep track would look like. It's a road that I drove 3 times, and that's what it looks like when it's been driven 3 times. It's hard, it's soft, it's open, there's a lot of split off roads, and you're going to have to a little bit concentrate. But most of the Jeep track sections where you go, you've got one entry and your exit is going to be very close by, so you're going to see the area as well. When we go past the Orange River, a lot of the sections is going to be nice bush, hard road, rocks, right on the river, so if you go in the wrong corner, you might end up in a swim, which would be quite an interesting thing. The bucket list side of the rally is a different side for the adventure bikes that don't want to do a rally but see a rally and camp every night at 3 different places, being Honeke Bay, Fjordsdrift Bushwhacked, and Klein Pella on the date farm, but the camping site is right on the Orange River. There's facilities there, so you bring your tent to Springbok, we load it onto our vehicle, you ride your bike to the Crossroad 1, you sleep over, you get food. If you want to go beyond sleeping over in a tent, you can book in accommodation at the local town at a discounted rate, not a normal accommodation rate, but you will still get your free braai pack, your free drink for the day, and in the morning we'll give you toast and you'll give raw eggs. You can make your own eggs on the fire in the pan, because that's part of how you go through a bucket list. Once the riders arrive, now the bucket list has been set up that you'll wake up whatever time in the morning you want to, but the first bike should arrive between 9 and earliest and 11 the latest. So from 9 to 11 it will be a very busy station where everybody will have to fuel their bike, stop for their 15 minutes. You can chat to the competitors, you can help them if you want to. We've opened it up. Anyone on the bucket list wants to help someone at Crossroads 1, you're welcome to help him. Once they leave Crossroads 1, you will pack up your stuff, put it on our vehicle. If you're on a bike, if you're on a 4x4, you travel together with your stuff. Then you will travel to the next town. There's three routes you can do. You can do the easy one, the spectacular one, or the adventure one. 3 easy ways for you to get to the next point. Pack off, do a little bit of sightseeing, wait for the guys the next morning. The most important part is the bucket list oaks. Get to ride a technical section of the route a day before in reverse, then the rally is going to come through. In other words, your route from Fjordsdrift to Klein Pella, there's a Jeep track section and an Orange River section that I want double check before the rally comes through. So the bucket list oaks will go through that section, and someone on the bucket list will look out at, or someone on the organization will go with you, look at the points if there's any deviation, and we will know that by the evening at the briefing to give to the guys for the next day, and we know that the route is safe for the rally to continue. So once again, rally will start in the early morning, arrive at Crossroads 1 where the bucket list oaks are, help each other, you pack up, and the bucket list oaks then goes in reverse. There will also be at 3 places spectator points, which will be a tricky part, which you will be able to see how the rally goes. Yeah, and then if anyone wants to ask something on the social media section, or yeah, you're welcome to. We've got a couple of brand partners with us. KTM Cape Town will be there as a brand partner, helping us with the stand, with tire service and mechanical assistance if we require. If you as a competitor want to use them, there will be some parts available, I believe, that you can get if you need some parts. And then obviously we've got some other brand partners, right? Karoo Roadbook Camp, who's been supporting us, Willem Avenant Racing, who supported us. We'll have full internet availability, Wi-Fi to follow the rally, so the crew who stays behind in the bivouac will be able to access the Wi-Fi to see the tracking and the route as the guys go. We're supplied by PC of Platinum Computers in Springbok themselves. They will be there as well to follow it. And then, yeah, my bucket list oaks are supporting the rally itself as well. Yeah, so anyone wants to ask something?
You mentioned indicators. How important are those exactly?
On the scrutineering and in the technical regulations, it states that your bike needs to be roadworthy. So every bike that we will scrutineer must have a number plate on, must have a front light or back light that's working, and indicators, if they are on the bike and you do this, that's also indicators. Whether they're connected, I'm not going to test the indicators. If your indicators work, they work. If they don't work, hand signals is indicators to me as well. Technical scrutineering is going to be strict, but on the safety aspect. But on the bike aspect, if one of the indicators don't work, or you've only got one mirror on, I'm not going to fund you for that.
On a license that's going to plate.
One a valid license that's going to plate. Some oaks will have bikes that are international bikes that's not registered in South Africa, but because we've got a permit that we race with, those bikes will be registered and insured in third party, or will have third party insurance, and we will make sure that we look after those oaks. If there's something that we have to do, well, that's why there are technical guys to help us to get it sorted.
Bucket list.
Yes.
What's the biggest bike?
Biggest bike currently is a 1190 that has entered. I'm waiting on a couple of Joburg oaks to tell me still what they are bringing, but I believe there's about 4 or 6 of them coming down with their bikes. What the guys from Joburg are going to do is they're going to put 4 bikes on a trailer, drive down to the bivouac in Springbok. They're going to see part of the scrutineering pack their luggage on our vehicle, head down to the campsite in Honekla Bay, pack off camp when our bucky gets there, and leave their vehicle with trailer in the bivouac, because we supply a secure area for a vehicle with a trailer to park for the whole route. The best part of the bucket list is you get to ride part of it, but at the final day from Uppington, from Pofadder back to Springbok is only 160k. So you'll get there before the competitors gets there, and you'll see them come in, get their finisher medal. You'll see them exhausted, packing up, and be there for the prize giving that night, and stay in the same bivouac as well. So the last night we want to have the whole rally guys there, the crew there, and the bucket list guys there as well.
So if the 1190 is good, at 1290 will do it.
Depends on the guy's fitness. There are certain sections, like there's one section in the Richtersveld that we would recommend the guys with the big bikes not to do. We will route them on a different road just to cut out that part. But once again, I'll have info on that with the route openers that's doing it a couple of days before. They'll be able to tell us if 1190 will be able to go through that section, because the terrain changes. I mean, I went up in December and it was beautiful Jeep track. Went up in February and there was no road. It disappeared. Went up in March and it was rocks everywhere. So the terrain changes. I went up in March, I did the last section of day 3. Willem Avenant and his crew went up and they sank a bike a month later through the same road, because the pan I went through became a dam, and they've literally had to push the bike halfway through the water. So the terrain changes. If the route openers tells me no, you cannot go through there, we won't route you through there. The bucket list route will then change. That's why we give you 3 options. But if we see that the route allows you to go through there, it depends on your fitness level.
So, maybe just to clarify, when you've got your bucket list group and they're standing, like you said, between 9 and 11, and the bikes come through and they do the route in reverse, do they have to wait for all the rally cars to pass through before?
No, you do the bucket list. To give you an example, is the bucket list guy sleeps in Honekla Bay on Friday night. Friday we do scrutineering and prologue, so we are stationed in Friday night in Springbok. The bucket list, the bikes then come past the bucket list. The bucket list then does Saturday's route. So they do the route in reverse a day before the time. Then Saturday the rally comes through. Sunday morning the bucket list does Monday's route, and Monday the guys come through. There's a question on the rally group asking dry camp. This is an official MSA event. There will be no alcohol from the Friday till the closing event. On the closing event you can drink as much as you want to. The bucket list is not MSA, you can do whatever you want to. If you take your beers with, you can have them as much as you want to. But for the Crono Rally bivouac at the Kokerboom Hotel, there's no bar, there's no alcohol. If your crew or yourself get out of hand with drinks, then you will be disqualified from the race. It's something we cannot take lightly. I know of a rally rider and his crew that went through a rally. They had too much the previous evening. He made a mistake on the rally and it costed him a leg. So we're unfortunately cutting that out. I'm not putting anyone at risk. Safety aspect, I've got 4 medical vehicles available on the route and 2 gyrocopters in the air. Our main priority is if there's a rider down, to get to him within less than 25 minutes. Because the routes are far, we've designed it in a way that it is a clover, and we will be able to get to you with the 3 medical vehicles from either point where they are stationed. So it is very important to understand that we are not accepting any alcohol throughout the rally, except for the party at the last day. I hope that answers your question.
You keep on referring to we. Who's we?
We, Crono as an organization. I myself am the Crono organizer. I have got a partner who's Sean, who's unfortunately a bit sick, and then I've got Danas, who is our bucket list coordinator. He will be in charge of the whole
What
bucket.
do you do? Just this Crono rally, or do you do other rallies?
No, on this is our first event. Crono Rally this year will be our first event. I've done rallies before, part of the organization before, but this event is our very first event. It is an MSA sanctioned event, and once this event is finished, we are already planning a bar for early next year, a main event with another bar after the main event. So this is the start of a FIM future rally raid event going forward. That's the idea. I've put everything I can into it, and I will bring in more people to make this happen. Let me just see who's asking what, or if there is anything. Will there be a tire service available from 82 Race or KTM? That's the question come up again. Dave, there will be a tire service available. So for the Mala Motor Oaks, we will assist them. For the assisted riding oaks, you will use the facility that's available, and obviously this year we will make it as reasonable as possible. Dave, being part of the brand partners, has offered us or to be there. 82 Races also offered to be there. We just got to look at the finer details. But yes, there will be a tire service. There will also be mechanical service available if something big goes wrong that you can sort out at night. We will be very lenient on helping each other, getting stuff ready, because the whole idea of Crono Rally is we want to take the least experienced guys, get used to the rally idea, and the more experienced guys, give them a lacquer route to ride. So the guys who say who isn't experienced and you don't make the full route, you'll still be able to complete the whole rally by taking a shortcut. The experienced oaks, I saw a clip of Ross Branch going through a twist or a Jeep track today, and that road he's going through, there's a section that looks exactly like that, and he was flying through it. So the experienced guys, they're going to enjoy that section. If you see Ross's video, that's what you're going to go do. Anyone else wants to? Amount of entries to date. On this moment, I've got 34 confirmed entries. 5 side-by-sides, 29 bikes in various classes. There are about 11 GPS riders in all 3 classes, and the rest is all roadbook. Electronic roadbook and paper roadbook. That's why all entries close at the end of June. 30th of June, all entries close. We have sent out to all competitors who's registered on the website the entry form. We need that entry form back on the 1st of July so that we can know how many roadbook paper we are printing, how many electronic roadbook guys there will be, and how many GPS track guys there will be. So it's very important to understand that entries close on the 30th of June. If you're not sure whether you can make it, communicate with us and we will be able to give you leeway, but officially all entries close on the 30th of June. MSA license link will only be up on the 30th of June because MSA has got a 30-day money back guarantee, so they can't open the license for you earlier to buy a license, because if something astronomical happen and we have to postpone the event, they can give you your 30-day money back. If the event goes ahead, everything goes ahead as planned.
What's the cost in that license?
I'm not sure. It's a normal one event license. I think it's 160 or 180 bucks, something like that. But because it's a 3-day event, like a 4-day event, they might push it up a little bit, but it's not a lot. I think guys with MSA current licenses will already be, or annual licenses will be. Yeah. As far as I understand, I will double check that. Okay, so I hope that answers everyone's questions, and there's some buffs that we are making that we will show, and some shirts that we've made that we will show and give the guys opportunity to purchase some of them if they want to, and yeah, we'll take it from there. Thank you. I hope I answered all the questions I wanted to, or everyone wanted.
Will there be any discount rates for people that come to now next year like they did with Armageddon?
From next year onwards, yes. Not this year.
Do you have an idea what percentage the guys can look at?
It depends on where we're going. If this event goes FIM, then I have to follow their rules. Unfortunately, in the organization side, with Amageza, I'd always stayed MSA, and Alex had a way of doing that. But my pipe dream is to have this FIM rally raid event. So we're going to go. If I get my way, we'll start in Cape Town, go through Namaqualand, Namibia, Botswana, Kenya, and back. But that's the pipe dream.
Sounds good.
What made you wanting to do this?
I'm not allowed to race anymore. I'm not allowed on a motorbike whatsoever due to medical conditions or medical explosions. So if I can't go to Dakar as a rider, I'll go as an organizer. But actually, I'm going to bring them here. I'm going to organize something that will make them part of us. So that's why I decided to do this. I was part of the Amageza crew with Alexander. I helped him with setting up routes. I helped him with the organization. I was in charge of all the crew. So when I went on the Kalahari rally last year, most of the Uppington guys said to me, why don't I start a rally? So here I am, I've started a rally. And there's, out of the 8 Uppington guys coming, or that started this thing with me, only 2 is coming because 3 of them fell so hard that they're not getting back on bikes, and the other 2 has got car rallies doing on the same time. So it's a fine line.
Can you just clarify about the fuel range?
Yes.
Times 2. Even.
Stage 1.
Yes,
598 kilometers. So from your start to Crossroads 1, it's about 160 kilometers. You'll fuel there. Once your bike is full there, you'll do the 237 kilometers. That's the technical section between Crossroads 1 and Crossroads 2. In that section, you will need to not only reach that range, but manage your fuel that you'll be able to reach that range. So if you're in the thick sand and you are throttling it the whole way, kicking up sand, then you will run out of fuel. But if you are maintaining your speed through the thick sand, you will reach that fuel range. We did it on a 800 GS. Willem and them did it on a KTM 525. KTM 525 with just 1 extra tank. So and then from Crossroads 2, where the assistants are to fuel you, or you fuel in town, then from there the last section is about 180 k, so it's an easy section to do. It's just the last day that the last section is a longer section, and that's why we will add a fuel stop for the guys just to top up to get back.
just the last day.
Just the last day. bigger, or the bikes with the big tanks on, they'll do it the last day with ease.
But a normal 500 won't do 237.
No, a normal 500, no. That's why it's a rally. It needs to do a rally. Most rallies fuel range is 250 plus or minus 10%. That's what we've got to stick to. So ours is a little bit below the 250 except for the second day, but there is an area, there is a, that long section there is a open road section, not a technical section. So the fuel, there is another fuel stop if you need, if you see you're not going to make the last 60 kilometers, you'll know whether you're going to make the last 60 kilometers. There is a small town, Kotzesrus, where you can top up fuel. I'll have someone there. In actual fact, I am there that day to make sure that if anyone coming back from the special section see he's not going to make it, there will be a quick top up. But the idea is not only to go flat out, you need to be able to manage your fuel, manage your route, manage your race.
We'll just carry 30 liters.
Yeah, or have a bigger tank.
And the GPS guys?
Same route, set on day one, there's one shortcut. I'm not sending them through the thick sand, through the full farm road. They're going to take a shortcut and go back. They're going to do most of the route, or day 2 and day 3, they do the full route. Day 1, there's just about a 30 kilometer section they're cutting out, just to make sure that they won't get lost, because that's a very tricky area to go. It's on a private farm which has got 100 roads going out, and we're cutting the GPS out. It's just a shortcut there.
Sounds interesting.
And there's live tracking.
Live tracking.
So there will be outside his website
The
on.
website will be on with the live tracking. The live timing is also done. There's 2 devices on the bike, so the bike will have live tracking and have a time tracking. So the minute you go through the start, the minute you come to the crossroads 2, your special is already timed and penalties applied and speed zones applied. Alles. By the time you get back to the bivouac, you'll know where you lie in your category. Because it will, by the time from crossroads 2 to bivouac, that liaison part is the time that we allow the technical guys or the tracking guys to work out the timing, so that by the time we have our briefing, everyone knows where they are. And if anyone comes with a protest, and in your GPS, we'll figure it out there. But the timing will stand until the protests are sorted.
The road books in and out previous night, or?
That discussion is going to be held on the opening evening. Some guys want it up front, some guys want it the next morning. I'm going to give the guys the option. So at the opening briefing, I'm going to say, here's the road book. Do you want it now? Who votes for now? Who votes for next morning? Majority wins. That's when they'll get the road book.
Yeah, 500 case, that's 2 road books.
Yeah. That's why you've got a crossroads 2, where your crew will meet you. You've got a 25-minute DSP period that you can change road book. I mean, if you assisted ride and you stop there, your crew can change your road book for you while you fuel or after you fuel. You have to stop for 25 minutes because the medic has to check you out before you can leave. Because I don't want a guy who's just come off a technical section still to do a 180, 200 kilometer liaison part, but he's falling apart. So the medic has to check him before he leaves.
And KTM, Cape Town, is going up there. What do you expect them to do?
What he's offering.
I'm saying, what do you expect him to do?
Drink beer and laugh at dogs.
He has to ride it, but his crew is going to come up and supply us some or give us a mechanical. If something happens, the mechanics are there to help us. The tire change service is there. The idea is to have them involved in the rally and grow with us going forward.
Sure, I'm sorry, I think, how many, on one of the special stages, how many tulip more or less on the special stage?
That you'll find out there. That you'll find out there. I've gone through the road book with Willem and purposely hiding a few to make the guys feel what it feels like.
Can't be too difficult. You did it in 850 beer.
No, 800 GS did the routes, but yeah, the second day there was no back brake, it vanished.
Cooked it.
Gone. Half of the route was done with the front brake only because there was nothing left.
I never knew they had a back brake.
Yeah, okay, so I hope the online guys got their answers. Anyone for another beer? We'll back up and make it. I've still got to go to my 7-year-old's birthday party.